Imagine looking up tonight and seeing not one moon, but two. Two glowing worlds crossing the sky, creating strange shadows, changing the oceans, and making every night feel different. How would life on Earth change? Would it be beautiful or completely chaotic? Before we begin, here's something important. This video is a fictional thought experiment. It is not a prediction, and it is not describing real scientific facts about our future. We're simply imagining one possible world and exploring what might happen if Earth had two moons. So, turn on your imagination, and let's explore this amazing idea together. The first thing everyone would notice is the sky. Instead of one bright moon, there would be two. Maybe one is large and bright, while the other is smaller and dimmer. Sometimes they would appear on opposite sides of the sky. Other times they might seem close together, creating a breathtaking view. On some nights, both moons might be full at the same time. On other nights, one could be full, while the other is only a thin crescent. The changing patterns could make every evening feel unique. Photographers, artists, and stargazers would probably spend hours watching the sky, waiting for rare moments when the two moons line up in beautiful ways. Even something as simple as taking an evening walk could feel magical. But the sky is only the beginning. Our real moon helps create Earth's tides through its gravity. If Earth had two moons, the tides might become much more complicated. Depending on where the moons were in the sky, their combined pull could possibly create higher tides in some places or smaller tides in others. Some coastlines might experience changing water levels more often. Beaches could look different from day to day. Fishing communities might need new ways to plan their work. Ships could have different sailing schedules. People living near the ocean would probably pay much closer attention to the positions of both moons. The rhythm of the sea might become much harder to predict. If the oceans changed, nature might change too. Many animals already depend on natural light and the movement of the moon. Sea turtles, coral reefs, insects, birds, and many nighttime animals use moonlight as part of their behavior. With two moons, some animals might adapt to brighter nights. Others might become active at different times. Predators and prey could change their habits depending on which moon was brighter. Some species might benefit, while others could struggle to adjust. Over many generations, nature might slowly find a new balance. It would be a fascinating world to study. Could the weather feel different? This part becomes even more speculative. If two moons affected Earth's oceans differently, they might also influence ocean currents in new ways. Since the oceans help move heat around the planet, even small changes could possibly affect local weather. Some regions might experience slightly different coastal conditions. Scientists in this imaginary world would probably spend decades trying to understand these patterns. Weather forecasts might even include something new. Instead of only tracking storms, people might also check the positions of both moons before making plans. Whether those effects would be large or small is impossible to know in this fictional scenario, but it certainly makes for an interesting question. Today, many ancient calendars were connected to the moon. Now imagine having two moons instead of one. Which moon would people follow? Would months be based on the larger moon, the smaller one? Or would completely new calendars be invented? Different countries might choose different systems. Birthdays, holidays, and festivals could happen on entirely different schedules. Children might grow up learning two separate moon cycles in school. Even telling stories about time could become much more interesting. And where there are calendars, there are traditions. People have always looked at the moon with wonder. With two moons, cultures around the world might create countless new legends. Some stories could describe the moons as brothers. Others might imagine them as rivals, friends, or protectors watching over Earth together. Special celebrations might happen whenever both moons became full on the same night. Artists would paint them. Musicians would sing about them. Poets would write endless verses inspired by the changing skies. The two moons could become powerful symbols of balance, mystery, or hope. Human imagination would have twice as much inspiration. Life would probably adjust in many small ways. Astronomers would build new computer models to track both moons. Navigation systems might include extra calculations. Space agencies would have more possible destinations for exploration. Future astronauts might dream of visiting both moons. For everyday people, brighter nights could reduce the need for outdoor lighting on certain evenings. Families might plan camping trips around especially beautiful moon alignments. Tourist destinations could advertise incredible double moon views. Even simple conversations might begin with, "Did you see both moons last night?" Something that seems ordinary today could become one of the most exciting parts of daily life. Here's an interesting thought. If humans had always lived with two moons, nobody would think it was unusual. Children would draw two moons without thinking twice. Love songs would mention both. Movies, books, flags, and logos might include them naturally. What feels extraordinary to us would simply be normal to everyone living in that imaginary world. Sometimes, the most amazing ideas only seem amazing because they are different from what we know. A second moon could make our skies more beautiful, our oceans more complex, our calendars more creative, and our stories even richer. Of course, this has all been a fictional thought experiment. We are not predicting that Earth will ever have two moons, and many of these ideas are imaginative possibilities rather than scientific conclusions. Still, asking, "What if?" helps us see our own world in a new way. The moon we already have has shaped history, inspired art, guided travelers, and filled countless nights with wonder. Imagining a second one reminds us just how remarkable our real sky truly is. Now it's your turn. Would you want Earth to have two moons? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into imagination, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us next time for another fascinating What If adventure. Thanks for watching.